Hello from us, FlareBlitzed, and welcome back to Missing Time. Who shall we tag along to go to the wardrobe? Not wardrobe, but the other classroom so that we'll be able to get something that Ember requested from us. I think we'll do this in 4 separate playthroughs. One where we select only one character, and then another, then finally the last one. So we'll do it that. I don't. Sorry, Flare. I hate dark places, and the conversation left me a bit unnerved. I remember that. Chihiro used to be definitely afraid of darkness and cramped spaces. Guess that hasn't changed, judging by the way she looks. Chihiro's just as jumpy too. That's alright, I'll ask the others. Sorry. Fine then. What? Again, oh gosh. I thought that would be like a continuation thing. Oh well. Emery? Fine, let's get this over with. Hey, you sound like you're not excited to be with us. How dare you? Aww. I end up following her to the strange room. Considering what we just discussed back in the classroom, the school's after-hour quietness is a bit eerie. There are other club activities, of course, but it's far from the normal buzzing I'm used to. Ember wasn't kidding. They really need someone to sort out the mess in this room. I look over the pile of boxes on the floor, scratching my head. Not that the shelves are any better. Boxes, files, and even some cleaning products are jammed together. Most dusty and cobweb infested. Worse, from what I can see, the majority of them don't have any kind of label on. Where do we even begin? It's there. I follow her eyes as a box peeking out at the very top of the back shelf. Squinting, I can just make out the scribbled words on the front. Occult Research Club. How did you... You one would put... No, you didn't put it there. You just joined a club, didn't you? Never mind. I fetch the ladder and set it up. It's rusty with age and wobbles dangerously when I give it an experimental shake. Great. Do you mind holding it? I'll climb up and... It won't hold. Huh? I'm lighter, you hold the ladder. Yeah, but you all... Yeah, there's also that. Then again, Emery probably isn't someone who would care about that. Strange as it sounds, I can only imagine the fuss Chihiro would kick up in a similar situation. Nodding, I relent and brace the ladder for Emery. Of course, Emery doesn't even hesitate climbing the creaky piece of metal. Out of the corner of my eye, I see her skirt flutters with every step. Okay. No, hang on. No, we're not gonna peek, of course not. That's rude. I have the box. Alright, now just be... At her first step backward, the ladder trembles. Emery still, with all my might, I try to force the ladder to stop shaking, but it's too late. With a groan, the thing collapses, sending Emery crashing onto me. Ah! I flail, blushing crimson when I feel the softness of her... Okay. But Emery doesn't seem all bothered. She picks herself up as if she only tripped over a rock, and gathers the scattered stuff without a word. Speechless, I could only stare as she leaves the storage. Emery really is something else. Just out of quick curiosity, I don't know why I am investing myself into doing this, and I would never pick this if it was my own decision making. Oh. Almost out of reflex, I look up, my eyes meet an expensive... Okay. Lovely. Flushing bright red, I look down, keeping my eyes painted to the ground. I have the box. Alright, now just be... Okay, so it's exactly the same dialogue. Lovely. I thought there would be some sort of detection going on there. Maybe there's some later consequences. I dump out the contents of the box on the desk. Everyone except for Ember crowds around the pile. A few files fall out, along with some old trinkets, some wrinkled scraps of paper and a USB stick. The files detailed what we learned from last year, which ain't much more than what you guys found, but bits and bobs are spirit-warding relics apparently. They're useless. Ha! Knew it! This one is a triangular pebble. Oh, and these all have holes. Both Emma and Emery stare at her. What? As Shazayu shifts through the trinkets, Chihiro picks up a piece of paper that slid out of the files. This is the list of last year's club members. She proceeds to read the names aloud. Haven't I heard those names before? Both Emery and Ember stare at her. Yikes. And Chihiro seems to have grown a few shades paler. Yikes. Shizuru, however, seems to be in a world of her own as she flips through the remaining files. I recognize the names. They are the same names on the tombstones we visited. The same names from the victim list. Horrified, I exchange a look with Chihiro. Why? Why did Ember keep this from us? Suddenly my whole perspective changes. Is this why the school tried to shut down this club? Were they being targeted because they refused? Did Ember know? Does she even care? Emery, I read somewhere that your shrine performed a memorial service for the victims. Yes. Are there any special details? None. The ceremony was a communal service, since most of those people don't have family in town. Not a lot of people attended either. No casket, no picture, just their names on a plaque. But that's so depressing. A monument was erected in their memories, our shrine blessed with stone. I don't recall where they put it in town, however. That really doesn't help much. What about the bodies? They must have some forensic notes somewhere. I hope you don't plan to go grave digging. Hey, what's with those arrow eyes? Everyone turns to give her a strange look. Yeah, forensic notes would be helpful. Are we going to break into a police station? Emery gives her a flat stare. No, I don't think there's anything else we can do today. At least now everyone's on the same page. Any questions? Just one. Yeah? Why didn't you tell us all the former members were victims? Wait, what? Isn't it obvious? I need members for the club to stay open. If I told you, you would all have left. That's twice now that you've been dishonest. How do you expect to find the truth when you are a liar yourself? How dare... Oh boy, this isn't going to end well. Rushing to stand between Ember and Emery, I hold up my palms. Ember, we've followed along this far. You know better than anyone else these cases are nothing ordinary. Get out of my way. We trust you. Ember, you have your own reasons, and I understand it might be difficult to talk about, but we trust you. We trust you enough to come this far. Won't you trust us in return? Yeah, it's okay, Ember. Really, you can tell us. Ember looks around, teeth clenched and frantic, like a trapped animal almost. But at least she doesn't look angry anymore. We're still here, okay? We'll listen to you. It's okay, Ember. I mean, there must be a reason, right? You can tell us. If you're comfortable, I mean. This isn't up for debate. Emmy! Seeing that the tension is climbing, I must take a deep breath, then look straight into Ember's eyes. Ember, please. Her eyes narrow, as if she's going to snap, but then Ember looks away, visibly willing her shoulders to relax, but her hands are still tightened up in a fist. I just want to keep going, you know? It comes out briefly above a whisper. If we weren't so highly focused on her, we would have missed it. We wait with bated breaths, watching as Ember shuffles uncomfortably on her feet. Kids that were here were black sheeps. Nobody cared about them. And when they got attention, well... Whoa! Whoa, 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 that is a different look from the usual sprightly Chihiro. Ember swallows thickly, keeping her head down. Chihiro's hands go up to cover her mouth, tears welling up. Chihiro looks downright horrified. I'm sure her expression mirrors mine. If the club isn't going to keep at it, nobody else would. Nobody would even know or care. I'm sorry I didn't tell anything sooner. It was stupid of me. I didn't know how to approach it. Like, how do you even talk about something like that? Oh, by the way, all our previous members got involved personally with the cases. They were the victims? Yeah. Anyone would have turned around and walked away. Taking a deep breath, Ember squares her shoulders. Look, I would understand if you would want to quit. If you guys just give me some time to fill your spots, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, well, you know. Before she could finish her sentence, however, Chihiro crosses the gap between them and throws her arms around Ember. Aww. Ember immediately stiffens, like she doesn't know how to react to it. Chihiro squeezes, her voice muffled on Ember's shoulder. It's okay, Ember. It's okay. I'll stay. Just one promise. Promise me, sorry. No more secrets, okay? Tentatively, Ember brings her arms around. Aww. Alright. Letting a half sob, half laugh, Chihiro dashes forward and joins the group, however. That leaves me and Emery. Honestly, I still feel a bit uncomfortable, but I can understand her reasons. She wants to keep investigating, because clearly authorities have given up on it. She can't do it solo, but she would get figured out and be in danger. Under the guise of an occult club, which has nothing to do with the case in name, Ember would at least have some wiggle room. But that doesn't guarantee our own safety, however. What weighs most heavily in my mind right now is how the cases are connected to the club. And if those people were harmed because they poked their noses where they shouldn't have. I glanced at Emery, curious about her opinions. Her eyes have narrowed ever so slightly at the other girls. Her arms crossed and her expression frozen is what I can only call as disdain. It doesn't surprise me. Emery hasn't been keen on staying from the start. She has more than enough reasons to leave now. I'm willing to bet my colleague's savings that she only stays because of Chihiro. Alright, that's enough. Chihiro and Chihiro move away, wiping their eyes as Ember looks embarrassed to all hell. Twisting her hands together, she keeps her head down, hiding her flaming cheeks under her hair. Thanks, you guys. No problem, Ember. That's what friends do. You're so embarrassing. Aw, look at her all shy now. Shut up! Shaking her head, Ember finally looks up, particularly at me and Emery. What about you two? You guys gonna stay? In all honesty, I kinda want to leave, but one glance at Chihiro and whatever I could have possibly said was lost on the way out. I sigh, internally berating myself. I'll stay. Let's see about this one, but I have a question. I have a question, though, and you have to be truthful to me. Ember straightens up, nodding tensely. I took a deep breath. Do you think the previous members became victims because they were investigating? No. And I promise on my family's name I'm not saying this because of a club, but two of them got caught up in it before we even started focusing on the cases. Besides, if they were targeted because of the cases, I should have been the first to go, because I'm the most invested in the cases. That makes sense. I don't believe her just on her words alone, but it logically makes sense. If members of the club were targeted because they were meddling with the cases, they wouldn't have left Ember alone. Alright. That leaves one final person to decide. Emery's holds her head up haughtily as all eyes fall on her. Ember is a bit uncertain, while Chihiro and Shizeo are hopeful. With the three of us agreeing to stay, Ember technically doesn't need Embry to. They don't match each other well, and both are quite entitled to their own opinions. Well, I will stay for now. You will? Hooray! Alright. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. There isn't much to talk about after that. We agreed to meet up again on Friday to discuss what we can do next. Over the next few days, I keep my eyes and ears out for any type of rumours. I haven't acquired a new taste for gossip, but I happen to be curious about the rest of my club now, especially after my conversation with Chihiro and our latest meeting. There isn't much about Emery from what I have already known. People either don't have a lot to talk about her or not willing to. It makes sense in a way. She is somewhat an important figure in town. A lot of people seem surprised that Emery actually attends public school instead of having private tutors like most of her family did. She doesn't have a lot of friends, or any for that matter, tends to keep it to herself, and is most often seen talking to the teachers or the staff rather than the students. Emery has that kind of untouchable aura about her, unapproachable at times. I can't help but think she always looks a bit lonely, but maybe Emery prefers it that way. I'm sure in one possible route we're going to try and breach that and break that unapproachable cycle. The same can't be said about her sister. Like Chihiro told me, Shizeo is the it girl. There are always people surrounding her. She is always seen doing something with someone, gravitating from one cliché to another and fitting in like a fish in water no matter who she hangs out with. Everyone knows Shizeo, and everyone has something to say about her. What most spoken about is her dating history. Oh no! Are you the newest victim who's fallen for Shizeo's charms? Wait, what? No! I'm just asking because she's in the same club as me. Uh-huh. Shizeo is She has dated most of the popular boys in school, and is rumored to have dated a few college students and even... Whoa. No. But while I can see a lot of people frown upon that, they don't want to speak ill of her, most because of her family's name, and also because people actually like being around Shizeo. Like my classmate said, she really does have her own brand of charms. Ember, now that's a curious case. The two words people used about her are rude and mean. I thought with her physique, she'll be a lot more popular with the boys while some girls would be jealous of her, but that isn't the case. Some people seem outright afraid of her, saying that she has ties with gangs and that she would beat people up if she doesn't like them. Even though athletic, she isn't in any sports club because of her extremely competitive streak, and people just don't like her. She tends to keep to herself, seldomly seen accompanied by anyone, and only speaks to others when necessary. Now that's just mean. I'm a bit taken aback by her exclaim when I told Chihiro about the rumours. They don't even take the time to know her. How can they judge her like that? Because people only judge her like a book. The cover of a book, anyways. It's just the things I've heard, honestly. Doesn't make them true, but they're just rumours. Rumours are only rumours at the end of the day, as long as they haven't got any evidence behind them. But I know, but that's still mean. Chihiro can be quite stubborn when it comes to people. She firmly believes that everyone has good in them, no matter what other people say. Bless her heart. That is a heart and a person that we always need in everyone. Someone who believes that no matter how horrible a person can be, there is some good in them. And that's why we love Chihiro. Actually, I love all the girls in this game. After hearing what I have to say, she adamantly vows to spend more time with Ember and prove that everyone else is wrong about our club's president. It's a good thing they ended up in the same class too, along with Emery. On the other hand, while I have been able to gather a lot of intel about my club mates, there hasn't been much info about the cases at all. I thought since a few of the victims were from the school I could perhaps get some information out of students, but nobody wants to talk about it. Some don't even recognize the names. I have a bit of luck regarding the teachers though. When I decided to bring it up to a lower classman in Chihiro's club when I'm helping out one day, Miss Sugiyama, I remember him. But he really wasn't a teacher. Oh, what was he? Like a mentor? More like a hall monitor. He was really awful though, scolding people for the tiniest reasons. He reduced one of my friends to tears just because her tie looks wrong. Oh wow, that's really harsh. Do you know what happened to him? Not really. Not that anybody cares. Everyone was relieved when he was gone. That's a bit morbid. I am told the other facility staff, Mrs. Okarine, was a bit of a nightmare too. She had a tendency to lash out at students for the smallest reasons, gave out unjust punishments and, as rumor has it, accepted bribes to give certain students— Oh my god, that is horrible! Don't ever do that if you're thinking about becoming a teacher, because that is just so toxic. Accepted bribes to give certain students higher grades in the book. There seems to be a pattern forming here. The people who were victims all had done something bad or morally questionable. Makes me wonder if the culprit is one of those serial killers, thinking that they are some kind of vigilant, acting out for the people's interests. I wonder how much of these rumors are true, and how much of it is just ill-spoken words. Brings a chill down my spine though. Would we really be safe in this environment? Is the culprit done with their streak? Or are they still out there, lurking, waiting, biding their time? It makes me worry about my friends, my clubmates, Ember in particular. And despite my enthusiasm about digging up information, the deadline for changing clubs nags at the back of my head. It isn't just all the dead people, alright, maybe that's about 80% of the reason why, but also the animosity between Ember and Emery in particular. Not to mention Emery's implication about the deaths prior to the cases. Like everything else, I did bring up the issues with the club to Chihiro, and Chihiro, being Chihiro, feels terrible about it, but admits she also thinks the same. I do like the others, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I can hang around. Why don't you just go to another club then? I thought about it, but I feel really bad. I do like Ember and Chihiro, even Emery, and Ember would be really mad if I leave, sorry. But ultimately it is your choice. Yeah, but if it makes you uncomfortable, then you shouldn't force yourself. But yeah, exactly, you're forcing yourself based on a soft materialism. Well, if Ember really is your friend, then she wouldn't be angry at you for wanting to leave. And if she gets angry, then she wouldn't be that good of a friend now, would she? But what about you? What about me? Don't you want to leave too? Yeah, but I don't know if there is any other club I'd want to participate. I'd rather not be part of any club at all. Though to be honest, any other club would probably be much safer than this one. You're still as antisocial as ever. Yeah. How about you? Are you interested in any other club? Oh, I actually have been looking at the cooking club. Oh yeah? That's pretty predictable. Chihiro has always been rather keen on cooking things ever since we were children. Even though some of her experiments turned out disastrous, naming the chocolate and sausage one, she has never quite lost her enthusiasm in... I'm gonna have to pronounce that word. Culinary arts, evident by her insistence on making lunch for both of us from time to time. Oh, we can't join her. I'm guessing we must require some particular conditions for that, like always tagging along with her, or for example, it might have something to do with her eyes on some of the conditions, like some are kind of looking deathly while the others are not. Encourage her. That's a great idea, or maybe even it's locked out until the full game releases. That's a great idea. Your cooking skills have improved loads since we were kids. I'm sure they will be happy to have you. You really think so? I know so. You do have a talent for that stuff. Okay. Thanks, Flare. That little encounter after school leaves me mentally exhausted. Not for the first time. I seriously contemplated leaving the club for good. Chihiro seems to have made her pick anyway. And if Chihiro joins the cooking club, then there is no point of me sticking around. As much as I like the others, the atmosphere in the last meeting and everything it revealed truly troubled me. Distracted by my own thoughts, I almost dropped the plate I've been washing when my grandpa's mentioned in the next room. The hospital hasn't gotten back to me about Dad yet. Still, didn't they say he passed out from a heart attack? Yes, but there is no heart failure history in our family. It's just sudden. Yes. Silence falls. As my dad moves to comfort Mom, I shut down the water. But it isn't just sadness that I feel. People with no history of heart attack died of strokes. All of them were alone, with no family in town. Sounds familiar? Suddenly it feels like the air has just dropped several degrees, making the hair on my neck stand on ends. This can't be it, right? It is what it is, but timing is just a coincidence. But the way Emery looked at me, was she trying to imply my grandpa was a possible victim? Shaking my head as if that would shake the thought away, I will something my heart to stop beating so fast. Even Emery said so herself. No theory or speculation is real until proven so. Turning the tap on, I resumed washing the rest of the dishes. In the other room, my parents had started talking again. I was expecting him to request a memorial service to be held at the shrine. Oh right, you used to work there, right? This time I dropped a plate. Careful, Flare, don't break stuff. Sorry, Mom. Shaking, I shut the water again. My heart rate picks up once more. Grandpa used to work at the shrine? No wonder he kept going on and on about the legends, and taking us to the place every so often. Does Emery know that too? Does she remember him? Me? Biting my lips, I rush past remaining chores and go back to my room. This bit of revelation has destabilized my intentions of leaving the club. My mum is always implacable about her family's health. If she said Grandpa had no heart failure history, then he simply doesn't. Then he simply didn't, sorry. And the fact that the hospital didn't confirm with her is just... It looks like I might just stick around for a while. At least until I figure out what happened to my grandpa. Maybe... Hopefully Emery is wrong, and that those people who died of natural causes were just that, and had nothing to do with the cases. That my grandpa had nothing to do with the cases. On my way out the day 2 days before our next meeting, I spot Ember and Chihiro huddling together near the tracks. Surprised because I've never seen them hanging out together outside of club time. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to skip past the rest of that text. Would be plain stupid. Oh hey Flare, what's up? Hello? Hey guys, I'm just on my way home. What's going on? Just catch up on some details. I've heard you've been busy investigating as well. Sheepishly, I scratch the back of my head. Ember lifts an eyebrow at me. You draw too much attention to yourself. People notice that kind of thing, you know. I really have no idea what to say on this particular turn. Why not? Sorry. Oh, I didn't realise we have to keep it low-key. Sorry about that. I guess with how much the press has covered up the news, it is best to not draw attention like that. Chihiro had a point back there too. We won't be messing with something big here. A shiver runs down my spine thinking of my own worries. The music is too loud. How do you do this again? I thought it was a simple drag. No? Yeah, sometimes it works and other times it doesn't. Oh well, let's just get back to the game. It's fine. But I don't think you got people talking, no? Not really. People don't seem keen on speaking about the incidences. Some don't even recognise the students' names. And the staff victims seem to have a lot of hate. So I don't have anything conclusive there. Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't know much about those people either. And I know, like, a lot of people. I never had a run-in with Mr. Shigeyama, and I was never in any of Mrs. Okrin's classes. Yeah, I haven't found a lot of people to talk about the events, or they are not willing to. I don't know. Chihiro and Ember share a look. I have been doing a little side investigation on my end, but it's not leading anywhere either. It's dumb. At this point, I don't think you guys find out anything we haven't already known. That's encouraging. Maybe we just need to look at this whole thing in a different angle. Anyhow, I think most of the stuff should be waited until we have the meeting anyway. I'm going to take off now. Ember, remember what I told you. Waving, Chihiro starts walking away, leaving me and Ember behind. Let's stay with Ember. I'll watch as Chihiro disappears around the corner, then turn to face Ember. She seems lost in thoughts, staring down at her shoes with eyebrows knitting together. Are you alright? Eh? What? Are you okay? You seem a bit on edge today. I didn't interrupt anything important, did I? What? No, it wasn't anything important. Chihiro just gave me an update on her end, that's all. Assuming the update is about the investigation, I nod. That's fine, Ben. Are you sure you're okay? I'm alright. Sorry, I didn't mean to get grumpy, just... I have a lot on my mind, you know. Don't worry about it. Do you want to talk about it? Why would I want to? Surprised at her reverse question, I scratch the back of my head, chuckling sheepishly. Well, that's what friends do, right? I mean, we're friends, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you feel like something is bothering you and you want to talk about it, you can always talk to me. Nah, now I'm rambling. Ember's stare is a mix of emotions, bewilderment, doubt, and a smidge of gratitude. A smile blooms on her lips. Guess we are friends. Alright. I'll talk to you if I want to, but only if I want to. Deal. Heh, you and Chihiro are weird, you know. Wait, what? She shrugs, a dust of pink on her cheeks as she glances away. You two don't act like people around here. You care too much. Is that a good thing? Gosh, the blush on her cheeks deepens. Ember's eyes are adamantly away, and sorry, anywhere but me now, she mumbles, frowning. I suppose. The silence between us grows uncomfortable. Clearing my throat, I gesture lamely towards the gate. It's getting late. I'm gonna head home now. I'll see you tomorrow, alright? Okay. With one last nod at Ember, I turn on my heels and awkwardly shuffle away. Ember's reaction makes my collar hot, but there is also a deeply satisfied feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but perhaps I just had a glimpse into the minds of my clubmates. Shaking my head, I resume my trek home, having half a mind to text Chihiro but decide against it. Okay. Why would you decide against texting your childhood friend? With how little I slept last night, I was surprised that I managed to drag myself to school. Needs to say, I zone myself out as soon as I sit down in class. My mind a jumble of thoughts, so distracted in fact, when I got to sit down at our usual spot for lunch. It takes me... So distracted in fact, when I got to sit down at our usual spot, it takes me a whole 10 minutes to remember why Chihiro isn't there. Oh crap, she's trying out for the cooking club today! Quickly shoving down whatever was served at the cafeteria today, I almost trip over myself in haste to get to where the club is supposed to meet up at. Still, I managed to get lost and got turned around twice before I finally found the right corridor. This must be it. Excuse me? I almost got knocked to the ground when Chihiro dashed out of the room, tears streaming down her face. Oh gosh, what happened? Chihiro, what's wrong? Not answering me, Chihiro cries even harder and dashes off. Bewildered, I give chase, calling out her name to no avail. Damn it, why is she so fast when she's upset? To my luck, however, the next person Chihiro bumps into is none other than Ember, and Ember definitely doesn't budge. Hey, what the... Chihiro, what's wrong? Are you okay? Where? Whoa, calm down, Chihiro. Oh dear, what's going on? Great. Now that we're gathering a spectacle. Shaking her head, Chihiro carefully guides Chihiro into an empty classroom and sits her down. Dutifully, I provide Chihiro with some tissues to dry her eyes. My effort is in vain, though, as she tears quickly crumple the paper. Though looking grumpy, Ember gently brushes away the wet smears on Chihiro's face. Heck. So sorry. It's okay, but why are you so upset? Immediately, Chihiro tears up again. The cooking club, they said I'm a fraud. Wait, what? Why? They said because my parents are rich, the food I brought must have been made by a servant or bought. I'd never. Whatever she is going to say is lost in another loud wail. I grit my teeth. How dare they? How dare they make Chihiro cry like this? That's so rude. What gave them the right to say things like that to people? I'll show them. Ember? Before any of us could react, Ember storms off. No doubt to give those pretentious people a piece of her mind. Uh-oh. Flare, take care of Chihiro. I'll go after her. Who knows what she'd do? Turning back to a quietly sobbing Chihiro, I kneel down to be on her eye level. Hey now. It's okay. It's not. It is. Ember was right, you know. They are a-holes for talking to you like that. Flare! You shouldn't talk like that. Well, they shouldn't have talked to you like that. Chihiro sniffles, yes. But it seems like that would be the last of her tears for a moment. After a moment, she finally composes herself a bit. Thanks, Flare. Don't mention it. So, what now? I take a minute to think about her question. It doesn't take a genius to know Chihiro was talking about the whole club changing. I don't think telling Chihiro about my suspicions surrounding my grandpa's passing right now is a good idea. She is already as shaken as it is. I think I'll stay with the club for a while, but that shouldn't stop you from finding another though. I think I'll stick around too. You didn't have to stay just because I am, you know. It's not just that. Ember is nothing but nice to me, other than you. I mean, she is the first friend I made here, so yeah. Yeah, I think I'll stay. Giving Chihiro a worried look, I sigh. Honestly, I think Chihiro is only scared of being bullied off every club right now after one bad experience. Can't blame her though. This incident really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. At least here in the Occult Club, Chihiro knows everybody is nice to her. Or tolerates her in Ember's case. Alright. Well, don't push yourself, okay? I'm sure Ember would understand if you want to leave. She even said so herself. Okay. Thanks again, Flare. Friday morning didn't start out well. My alarm never went off, so I was late for school. In my haste, I completely forgot about my lunch, and a few notebooks at that matter. The latter got me into a bit of trouble with the teachers, with the class snickering behind me, of course. The chain of events put me off, and I hoped spending time at lunch with Chihiro would cure my dejected self. Plus, she would definitely be able to fix my no food problem, so it'd be a win-win right there. But to my dismay, I am held back for cleanup duties, thus only giving me 10 minutes to race to the vending machine for a chance to eat at all. Upon arriving, however, another notch is added to my streak of bad luck. You've got to be kidding me! Flare, you okay? Startled, I turn around to face an inquisitive Chihiro. She is alone, which is strange to see. And Chihiro is always surrounded by a gaggle of people, but the surprise is quickly lost to me. Nope, having a terrible day right now. Patting all the pockets of my body, I let out a noise of frustration. Chihiro raises an eyebrow. Forgot your wallet? Amongst other things. That explains why you look like you've just escaped a tornado. Oh, crikey, you definitely aren't one without charisma. Here, pay me back whenever. Blushing because I know I look like a complete fool, I mumble my gratitude and accept the money from her. School vending machine food isn't the best, but it's there, and it's quicker than waiting in a line at a cafeteria. Peeling away the sandwich wrapper, I hastily take a bite, groaning. Thanks, Chihiro. I owe you one. No problem. Where's Chihiro anyway? Doesn't she always feed you or something? Didn't have time to go find her. I explained the morning to Chihiro between bites. She chuckles. I was right, you did escape a tornado. Of bad luck. Well, I hope this is the last of it. What about you? Having a better day than me at least? So, I had to change some of my plans last minute last night and this morning, so it leaves me a bit off schedule, but I should be fine for the rest of the day. I guess we're both having an off day. Well, I'd rather take the day off, but I get what you're saying. Just then the bell rings. I plop the last of the sandwich in my mouth. I'll see you at the meeting. See ya. I end up a bit late to the meeting anyway. To my surprise, while the other girls were present, Chihiro is missing. Huh? Where's Chihiro? Didn't see her in class today. I thought she's sick or something. Let me give her a call. To my disappointment and slight worry, I only reach a voicemail. No answer. That's really unlike her. She didn't say anything to you? Ember pulls out her own phone and sends a text to Chihiro. I frown. No, it's been a whirlwind today for me. I didn't have a chance to see her at lunch, but she didn't seem sick yesterday when I saw her. Maybe she got a cold or something. I mean, the weather is changing, so... Yeah, But it's not like her to turn off her phone completely. Or maybe she is the first case of this year. What? You're not going down that rabbit hole, are you? Gosh, the room immediately sinks into silence. Shocked at Emery's blunt statement, I can only gape at her as my mind grasps as to what she meant. Anger bubbles up. How could she? Yes, that is a bit barbaric, don't you think? Say nothing. Hands born into fists, I grit my teeth. It's no use denying her, that's just how Emery is. Cold and emotionless. Heartless even. But causing a scene right now isn't going to solve anything. And yet... You being for real? Ember? No. Chihiro is one of us. How could you say such a thing? Even Emery seems taken aback with Ember's sudden outbursts. Still, even when I'm on Ember's side like this, I have to step in before something bad happens. I hold onto Ember's arm, shaking my head. Fighting right now isn't going to solve a problem. I'm sure she's just ill. Shizeo glanced at the three of us, worrying her bottom lip. When was the last time any of you saw her? Yesterday when school's out. Yesterday for lunch. She seemed fine then. Honestly, you guys, I'm pretty sure she's just sick. I'll go check on her then. She said her parents are out of town this week for business. Chihiro must be bedridden then if she doesn't answer her phone. Ember nods. Let me know if she's alright. I've got a couple of errands to run, but if she's sick, I'll drop by later and bring you guys some food. Will do. Thanks, Ember. Running out, anxiety rises like bile in my throat. While I keep trying to tell myself that everything is alright, there's a nagging feeling at the back of my head, a really bad feeling. I check to see if I still have Chihiro's house key, then made a beeline to her place. By the time I got to Chihiro's, it's already sunset. Anxiously, I rang the doorbell. No answer. She must be sleeping or something. Using the key she gave me, I enter. Darkness greets me, eerie in its silence. I turn on the light in every room I go through, but it does nothing to reduce the pounding of my heart. Legs shaking, I climb the stairs. Chihiro, it's me, I'm coming up. Open the door. No answer. My heart is hammering impossibly loud now. I make my way to her bedroom, swallowing dryly. I knock once before swinging the door open. Nothing. A cold sweat ran down my spine. Answer. Whoa. Hello? Ah! Chihiro? So... I rushed back to the school as fast as I could. My phone doesn't seem to work. I tried to call the police, ambulance, even Ember, but all I got back was static. The school is closed, but I never slow down. Vaulting straight over the gate as I dash down the hall, banging sounds grow louder and louder, and yank the storage room's door open. Chihiro! I drop to my knees. The bar that I had been keeping down overflows, and yikes! Oh gosh. Whoa. How did this end up like this anyway? On the cold, dusty floor is Chihiro's mangled body, eyes wide open, her face is contorted in pain, her entrails spilled over her uniform, mangled as if attacked by a wild animal. Oh God, Chihiro! I slump beside her remains. The smell of death penetrates my senses, and my eyes blur until there is only redness in my sight. I reach out, heedless of the wet, sticky blood staining my head. Her body is still warm. I shake her shoulder, stomach churning up of how lumped her muscles are. No, Chihiro! Why did this have to happen? Chihiro, wake up! Come on! Wake up! Ember said she's going to bring you food. Chihiro, we still have that trip. Wake up, Chihiro, please. Gosh. That's one way to end it. Wow. I can't believe that. That's one way to go about it. It's not because we were late at lunch or we never found her at lunch, was it? But Ember was right. In that timeline, she would have been the first case. But there was that static in the background. Like if something was after her. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. We're going to be pursuing a different route in the next time around. Thank you all so much for watching. Please check out this game for yourself. It is really invigorating to look at all the story that is put into the game. And you can tell how much hard work has been gone into the game itself. And the spelling and grammar as well is pretty solid. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.